Hello, hello, welcome. Hello, beautiful Earth Angels. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Earth Angels Unite. Okay, awesome. Podcast 154. The hurt you haven't released is blocking your clarity. And so today's episode is, it's very personal experience and a personal story that I'm guided to share with you today. And I'm so grateful for your love, your presence, your support, your being here. And thank you. So hurt runs deep for sensitive and intuitive souls. And when that hurt goes unprocessed, we don't just feel it, we protect it. So those protectors can look like resentment, control, entitlement, or emotional shutdown. And while they may feel justified, they quietly block you from accessing clarity. Clarity isn't something that you force. It's something that becomes available when you simplify the story, release what you're holding on to that hurt, and return to the sacred devotion of your soul. So alchemy begins with invitation, devotion, and intention, and then transforms through relax, release, receive. So this is how we turn that wound of hurt into the wisdom of self-love, compassion. And this is how we receive the gem. So one of the gems is the hurt you haven't released is not protecting you. It's actually blocking your clarity. And so I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here, whether you're here live, whether you're connecting with the replay. Sorry, the screen is different today, so it's throwing me off a little bit. They're always updating these apps and things. So my intention with these beautiful podcasts is to create a space of transformation, that you come one person and you leave transformed. And we do this by bringing the pain, the wound, the issue in the tissue, the trauma to the surface, to the light for healing. And we apply the alchemy formula. We apply the love of the angels, the love of your soul to that wound and transform it into your medicine, transform it into a gem. And so for those of you who are new to me, my name is Jill Kempner, angel coach, alchemist, and author of Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. And as an angel coach, what I help my clients do is to heal the pain in their body, whether that's physical or emotional pain, with the love of the angels through the relax, release, receive process. And I'm on a mission to support sensitive souls in taking that pain, that what's heavy, leaden, and painful in your life, and turning it into spiritual gold, turning it into peace, and becoming the calm, clear, confident you. We do this through the relax, release, receive process that I outlined in my debut book. And this is a living document. So over the last 5 years, as I've been sharing about it, teaching about it, more has come to the surface, more wisdom, more clarity has emerged as I continue to talk about it and teach it. So I'm so grateful for your presence. Again, whether you're here live, whether you're connecting with the replay, we're all here together as we set that intention. And so happy Tuesday, happy April. We're in the middle of Aries season. We're in between moon cycles. And There's just so many portals open, so much energy for us to awaken, for us to find clarity, for us to heal. And it's just an honor to share my medicine in this way. So let's begin today's transmission with inviting your angels. We're gonna move through the, I'm hearing the angels say this, thank you so much. We're gonna move through the alchemy formula today, through everything I'm gonna share, through the teaching, through my story. And so we begin by inviting your angels. So bringing your hands to your heart in prayer position, prayer mudra. And okay, good, thank you. Just letting your heart open. Let's bring in the frequency of your soul's calm, of your angel's calm. I invite all of my angels and guardian angels, allies, animals, ancestors, ascended masters, archangels, and the heart of source to be here now. I'm doing it in first person. Thank you for guiding, surrounding, directing, and protecting me for my highest good and highest healing, as I trust I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I am the keeper of my mind and body, and I welcome only those angels, guides, and earth angels that love me unconditionally. Now close your eyes and take a cleansing breath in and out. Allow the calm of your angels to bless your heart and mind. And just notice what it feels like in your body. Now take your hands and place them over your heart, the gateway of your angel's love. And slowly and intentionally recite this mantra. And I'll say it a little slower so you can repeat after me in your own space. I am devoted to receiving love and clarity from my angels. Take a cleansing breath and allow the clarity of your soul's frequency, of your angel's love to be here. Filling your heart and mind, feeling your heart open to your angel's love, your mind aligned with divine mind. And then let yourself receive your angel's love and devotion for you. And you can relax your hands as we set this intention for today, right? Loving angels, what are you inviting me to release so I can receive my next level of clarity? I heard like stress and pressure. And then loving angels, what are you inviting me to receive so I can heal this hurt, this pain, this wound once and for all? What am I receiving? We welcome that wisdom, that medicine. I heard ease, which reminds me of an intention that I set. So I love that. Say hi if you're here. Dendar Allen and Scotter Robert, welcome, Robert. Okay, beautiful. Can you feel the frequency of that? And we already started the alchemy formula, because my intention with all of my offerings is for you to walk away calm, clear, and confident, and for you to walk away with a gem. Hi, Sarah. Namaste. Blessings. So thank you for that. And feel free to name your intention if you want to amplify it with the power of the group. We'd love that. So clarity, again, clarity isn't something that you force. It's something you receive. And it comes from the ingredients of clarity. So we actually have a process to get to clarity. It comes when we simplify, which is clearing the clutter, right? The mental clutter, the emotional clutter. When we release the control, the hurt, the confusion. And when we return to the sacred, our sacred heart, our sacred alignment, our sacred connection, when we step into devotion. And when I talk about devotion, I'm not talking about it from a religious place. I understand that word we're actually reclaiming as sensitive souls, as earth angels and empaths and cycle breakers. We're actually reclaiming that word. When I'm talking about sacred, when I'm talking about devotion, I'm talking about returning to the sacred within us and all around us. Devotion means to have love, loyalty, and enthusiasm for a person, place, or thing. And that's what your angels have for you. They love you unconditionally. They're endlessly loyal to you, and they're enthusiastic about your healing, right? They're filled with joy. And that joy is like literally waiting to come in if we can clear this mountain of hurt. So, of course, the shadow of clarity, hi, welcome, say hi if you're here, is clutter, control, confusion, unprocessed hurt, perfectionism, right? So we have to, it's funny, it's interesting. I had like this little tiny blip moment of confusion yesterday. And then it made me want to control. It filled me with clutter. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, wait, I'm in the shadow of clarity. And as soon as I recognized it, I redevoted and I shifted. I shifted from I made a mistake to how can this become a miracle? It's like, whoa. Right? And how did I do that? I'm not magical. Well, I am magical. We're all magical, but it was like, I use the tools, right? So I'm going to share a very easy to use tool here. And then I'm going to deepen that tool in tomorrow night's class, Clarity, the Alchemy of Devotion. So why do we get hurt so deeply? And when I'm talking about this, first of all, I'm talking about myself. This is my own personal lived experience. And then I'm talking from my almost 30 years of field work, because I've been in the healing arts for almost 3 decades. I served as a massage therapist and a yoga teacher for 20 years. And then during my 20-year massage career, I studied energy medicine, multiple levels of energy medicine. Why? Because it fascinated me. And I wanted to understand my own pain, my own problems, my own issues. And it gave me a framework. It gave me tools to navigate the pain. So as earth angels, empaths, and cycle breakers, you, right, light warriors, that was one of my cards today, we don't just feel, we feel deeply. And I want to give you this analogy, because this was the analogy I was given when this story I'm going to share with you surfaced. We feel as deep, right? We feel at the depth of the ocean, and not just the ocean, but the Mariana Trench. And if you've never heard of the Mariana Trench, it's the deepest trench in the ocean. It's the oceanic trench that even when Mount Everest is turned upside down, wouldn't reach the surface if it was placed in upside down, right? It's as deep as Mount Everest is tall. That's the depth of our emotional world. So I want you to take that in. We need to stop judging our sensitivities and start to see it as a gift. The depth of our emotional world. Because that's how much love we can receive. And I'll keep talking about that. So, and while some may feel things at the level of a puddle, a pond, or even a lake, we feel to the depth of the deepest oceanic trench. Let me know if that resonates with you. Because when I saw that image, and it was interesting because I was watching this was a while back, some National Geographic thing. And I saw the oceanic trench, right? And I saw them take Mount Everest, turn it upside down, and it didn't even touch the bottom. And I was like, whoa. And it stuck with me, that imagery. And then it came to the surface when what I'm going to share today was there. So understand that this isn't a judgment, right? This is an awareness. We're not judging people who feel at the depth of a puddle, right? I mean, we may, and that's something we have to work on if we do. But just to understand, like, because we feel so deeply, right? We also get hurt so deeply. So this podcast was inspired by two experiences of hurt that happened almost at the same time. One was my own. So there was a family issue. There was a family issue and situation connected to my brother before he passed. And it's been about 2.5 years. My brother was in a traumatic car accident in 2018, and he had a brain injury. And he also had bipolar. So he had he had comorbidity, right? Two really serious issues that affected his ability to navigate life, and relationships and family. So before he passed, he was having a manic episode. And it was difficult, right? It was difficult for him. It was difficult for us to navigate as a family. We did the best we could to support him, honor his choices, and keep him safe. But there were extended family members who couldn't handle his mood swings, and that created friction. And ultimately, obviously, you can imagine there's many layers of this. It felt deeply hurtful to me. So last week was his birthday, his 44th birthday. And I felt that hurt surface again. Now, of course, I've done work intentionally. I've used the alchemy formula. I've used the relax, release, receive process to alchemize the hurt. But there was another layer there, right? I think we have to understand when we're on the healing journey, it's not linear. Point A to point B, okay, I healed this now. It's we're spiraling up the spiritual mountain, right? We're spiraling up the spiritual mountain. And so even though I've done a lot of healing around this hurt part, what came up for me was not just hurt. What I finally saw, because I've been praying for clarity, I've been praying for healing, I've been praying to heal the grief, to heal. You know, I asking for that release and that relief. What was shown to me wasn't really the hurt, because I knew that was there, right? The depth of the oceanic trench. Hello, welcome. Say hi if you're here. Sarah, set your intention. Was the protectors around the hurt. And there were three, and understand, I say this and talk about this with unlimited compassion for myself. I am not judging myself at all. Actually, that's part of the healing. So there were three protectors that came up that were just illuminated, right? They were like so clear. It was my resentful part, my hatred part, and my entitled part. All trying to protect that part of me that felt hurt. And at the same time that this happened in my personal life, right? This is my personal life. And last week I was on spring break. A student reached out to me and shared that something I said hurt her. And I was actually surprisingly, might be surprising to you, proud. So let me explain that. First of all, I was proud of her for speaking up and honoring her feelings, for her honesty, for her vulnerability, for her wanting to have clarity in her heart and her mind. And I was also proud of myself because it showed me that I created enough safety inside of myself within my own internal family systems, my own inner world, for her to feel safe enough to bring me this hurt, this miscommunication, this issue. And once I had clarity on what happened, I took full responsibility for it. I apologized and I witnessed the hurt. Yes, I love it. I'm perfect for my people right now is one of my sacred mantras. Love it. And I could feel both experiences happening together for a reason. Because I was guided to show you, my people, right? Highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls, empaths, one of the biggest issues that blocks our clarity. Because this month is all about clarity, the alchemy of devotion, getting to your next level of clarity. Because I'm here to awaken the calm, clear, confident you. Because the world now, as we go through this collective dark night of the soul, what do we need in the dark? We need the light. We need your light on. So ultimately, I shifted right into this energy of gratitude. Gratitude that I had seen not only the hurt, but the protectors of the hurt that were actually, right, slowing the flow of my angel's love, blocking my next level of clarity. And then I used the tools. I used the alchemy formula. I used my tools to find a gem. And I'll share that with you. So I knew there was a gem here in this hurt. And actually, there's a gem in all those protectors as well, right? And I'm devoted to receiving my own gems. As an alchemist, I'm here to awaken your inner alchemist. How do I define an alchemist? I define an alchemist as someone who's been through it and trauma, pain, all the things. And you're committed to leading with love. That's an alchemist, right? You're committed to taking what is heavy, painful, and leaden in your life and turning it into spiritual gold. So if that feels magnetic to you, then you're an alchemist. So, right, I'm devoted to receiving my own gems so I can glow up. And what does that mean? When I glow up, I can help you do the same thing, right? That's my goal. I want us all glowing, all shining, right? Filled up with the gems of our journey. And I'm not saying this necessarily, this is easy. It's simple, right? There's this simplifying to get to our next level of clarity. We can simplify, release, and return to the sacred. We have the mini formula for clarity, the ingredients of clarity. But understand that this isn't about spiritual bypassing, right? We have to do the inner work and feel the feelings, to feel it, to heal it. But when we do it with our soul, when we do it with our team of angels, that's when the transformation really happens, right? True transformation. We're not putting light on top of the dark and shoving the dark down. No, we're bringing the dark up. We're seeing it clearly through the eyes of love, and then taking that boulder of pain and turning it in to the gem at the center of that boulder. So I hope that resonates. So again, I applied the alchemy formula: invitation plus devotion plus intention plus R to the third, relax, release, receive, equals alchemy. And it can happen so much faster than our ego will let us believe, right? Remember, you are a soul having a human experience. And all we're here to do is learn lessons and get the gems. And the more loving, self-loving, self-compassionate, gentle, and peaceful we are with ourselves, the faster we're going to get those gems, right? It doesn't come from self-berating. It doesn't come from inner harshness. It doesn't come from pushing and forcing. So, right, I slowed down. I simplified. I softened. Slow, simple, soft. First, I released the protectors, right? I had to honor the resentment that was a protector of the hurt. I had to honor the hatred that was a protector of my hurt part. I had to honor the entitlement that was the protector of my hurt part. And then I went to that part of me that feels as deeply as the Mariana Trench. And I held her. Without bypassing, without rushing, without judgment. And so the gem, I think there's going to be a lot more gems, but I just wanted to share this one with you right now, right? Is that I feel deeply, and that is my gift. Because I can feel that depth of hurt. I can access that depth of the Mariana Trench, the deepest oceanic trench, that depth of self-compassion. And that's the teaching today. So I hope it resonates. There was a line in my book that the angels gave me that changed me. And it made me realize that although I wrote the book, the angels were speaking through me, because never would I have ever came up with this, right? The depth of your pain that's ever so real in your human journey. There's, the angels don't minimize your pain. The angels don't judge your pain. Your angels don't compare pain, right? They understand that pain is pain. The depth of your pain is equal to the depth of the peace you can feel. And I was like, whoa, this is an angel download, right? So the depth of the hurt that you've experienced on your journey, stop minimizing it. Stop judging it. Stop comparing it to other people, right? Apply the alchemy formula to receive your next level of clarity. So your hurt is real. And the protectors around your hurt are real. And oftentimes we can't add. This is another, thank you, angels, getting this download. One of the other reasons we have trouble clearing the hurt, right, is not only because it's the depth of the deepest oceanic trench, but it's because we have protectors around that hurt that develop to make sure we don't get hurt again. So we oftentimes have to work with those protectors first. And one of my biggest protectors was resentment. It's like, it's so easy to resent someone who's hurt you, right? You've hurt me, I'm resenting you. And it's like, right? And then the wall's up, the barrier's up. And then what? Well, if you have walls and barriers around your heart, how can the love get in? So here's what the angels have shown me about hurt. And I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my book. I mean, now it's been 5 years since I wrote it. Your hurt is real, and the protectors around your hurt are real. But staying hurt is a choice. Getting hurt is human. Natural, normal. It's part of the journey. Staying hurt is optional. And I talk about this, the micro hurts, right? When someone hurts us, it creates a tiny little pebble in our heart. And we have the choice to forgive that transgression and release it, or speak up and release it, right? Clear the air. So when you release the hurt, you can return to the sacred heart, the sacred connection, the sacred soul light. And from that place, clarity comes. So clarity, and what is that clarity, right? It might be a boundary. The clarity might be distance. The clarity might be speaking your truth. The clarity might be deeper self-love, deeper self-compassion, deeper self-trust. right? All good things. But it will always lead you back to more compassion, more alignment, more truth. So this is the work, right? Taking the wound and turning it into wisdom. And this is a big thing that I help my clients with, because my coaching clients, right, are highly intuitive, highly sensitive souls. They're earth angels, they're empaths, they're cycle breakers, right? Here to say no more to that cycle. I'm ending it. It stops here, right? The karma, the wounding, the trauma stops with me. And that takes tremendous courage. And also, we need support during that time, right? We need support, which is what I provide my clients. We need tools, which is what I provide my clients. And we need alchemy, right? We need that healing to occur. So we stop carrying around the lead. So hurt is the lead, compassion is the gold. So I have an invitation for a free consult. It's called the Angelic Pain Relief Consult. This is a 1-hour consult over Zoom where it's a heartfelt and compassionate space. There's nothing to prepare beforehand. It's a heartfelt and compassionate space where I'm listening to you and your angels, and I'm going to share what your angels are saying about your pain. And that creates a moment of relief. But what the angels have showed me about this 1-hour consult is that we're going to together create your roadmap of relief. And that just felt, when I got that download this year, it was earlier this year, I was like, that's it. The roadmap, my coaching program is the roadmap to relief. And I have multiple ways to work with me. I have a 3-month coaching program. I have a 6-month coaching program. I have an angel retreat. And then I have my group offerings as well. All of them create relief. True, long-lasting relief, because we're not putting light on top of the dark and shoving the dark down, right? We're bringing the dark up, the imperfections, the hurt, the wounds, to the light for healing. And it's gentle, it's relaxing. And so if you're interested in that consult, you can go to my website, jillkempnerhealing.com, and it's right on the top of the page. You can book a consult with me. And I have several openings in April. I would love to have that conversation with you. Okay, so thank you for that, angels. They were saying something else. So I pulled a card for you from my favorite deck. Well, they're all my favorite, right? The Archangel Michael Sword of Light deck by Radley Valentine. Why? Because we are, Archangel Michael is the angel of devotion. He's the angel who brings you your next level of clarity by helping you devote, right? Clearly, calmly, lovingly. And cutting the cords to the drama, the pain, the story, the hurt. So the question I ask is, how is it you are releasing hurt and receiving your next level of clarity? You can't beat this message. Number 44, you will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance you need. And I love this package, this gorgeous package coming from I love that it's number 44, which means the angels are with you and all around you. And I'm feeling Michael say, it's time, like when you release that hurt, the depth of the hurt, the protectors, right? You're safe to release those protectors and manifest what you need. You're safe to look at that hurt through the eyes of love, through the eyes of your angels. Use the alchemy formula, right? There's a formula here for you to get to your next level of relief. It's here. And oftentimes, why people hire me as their coach is like, oh, Jill just gave me the formula. I can do it. Yes, you have the formula, but we're human, right? There's layers of our ego. There's layers of the karma. There's layers of trauma. There's layers of hurt that we need someone as a sacred witness to that hurt. Now, that someone is ultimately your soul, right? That's a big part of what I do with my coaching clients is hold the frequency of their soul to illuminate and get that gem. When I realized that the other day, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then I was like, wait, how am I even doing that? And the angels reminded me, I'm holding the frequency of my own soul. And how do I do that? The relax, release, receive process that I'm ultimately committed to. I do my daily angel practice every day. So what I help my clients do is create their own personalized daily angel practice. And then I walk by their side as they practice and heal, practice and heal, practice and heal, practice, heal, alchemize, and get those gems, right? Thank you, Sarah. I love the gem. Creates under pressure and release heat down deep in the earth. Good. I'm glad you love that gem. What's your gem? So number 44, you'll manifest what you need, right? You are already manifesting the help, the support, the resources, the abundance is available for you. And what is the magic fuel? I love what he said here at the end. I want to read it because it was like perfect. And I was like, oh, I'm going to say this. Remember, gratitude fuels the universe. Fill your spiritual tank with thankfulness each day, and you will go far. So back to the ingredients of clarity. We want to simplify the story and clear that mental clutter. We want to release the hurt, release the unnecessary. But what do we want? We want to release and lead with our heart. And we do that by focusing on gratitude. Thank you so much, protectors. Thank you, resentment. Thank you, entitlement. Thank you, hatred, for protecting my hurt part. Thank you, hurt part, for holding this for so long. I'm willing to turn it all I'm willing to relax, release, receive, and turn it into spiritual gold. It doesn't have to be lead anymore in your body, in your heart. It can be spiritual gold. It can be a gem. It can be your wisdom, your medicine. And I'm going to tell you that one of my greatest gifts that I know, because I've been hurt so deeply so many times, that I realize that I have this well of compassion for people to feel safe, to feel vulnerable, to feel loved in my presence. Okay, I love that. So number 44, you will manifest what you need. Attitude of gratitude, right? Can we be grateful? Can we focus on everything that fills our heart with gratitude, with appreciation, even with joy? As we, we're fully human, like Sarah said, we're fully human and fully divine, right? I'm perfectly imperfect. So there's so many amazing angel parties that I am having right now. So tonight I'm going to be at Sacred Ground with Dawn Rise from Rise Vibrations. She's going to be offering, both of us will be offering energy work. Last time we packed the house and filled the room. So Healing Angels is at Sacred Ground from 7 to 8 p.m. tonight in Arlington Heights. So it's an in-person Healing Angels meditation. I would love for you and your angels to join us if you're local. I know many of you are watching from across the country as well. My next virtual event is tomorrow night, Clarity, the Alchemy of Devotion. And it's the second workshop in the Angelic Alchemist membership. So there's still plenty of time to become a founding member. The class is $44 and the whole year is $222. What are we going to do tomorrow? So tomorrow is all about clarity. So we're going to talk about what clarity is, what it's not, what devotion is and what it's not. And then we're going to focus on this powerful tool, the tool that only takes 3 seconds to use, 5 seconds tops if you say it really slow, and creates clarity in your system. It fills your mind with your soul's clarity and your angel's love, right? I'm devoted to receiving love and clarity from my angels. And I'm going to slow that tool down and really unpack why it's so powerful and potent. And most importantly, for you to see, where do you need to implement this tool in your life to create the most transformation, to get the most gems. And then you're going to have an activation from Archangel Michael, which is going to get you to your next level of clarity, cutting all those cords, right, to confusion, clutter, like cutting releasing the shadow of clarity for you, including her. And my intention with this offering, with all of my offerings, but with this offering, is two things. One is that you leave calm, clear, and confident, right? Your next level of calm, your next level of clarity, your next level of confidence. You go out as this beautiful light into the world, right? You're glowing up. And two is to receive a gem from that pain. So come as you are, come with the lead and leave with the gem. That's what we're doing tomorrow night. I would love for you and your angels to join us. I'm going to include those links in the comments. And it's also on my website, jillkempnerhealing.com. I invite you to join my newsletter. And then next Saturday, I can't believe how fast time is going. Next Saturday, April 18th, I will be in person at Sacred Ground for my first workshop of the Angels and Intuition series, Claircognizance, Trusting Your Inner Knowing. And I'm so excited about that. It's just going to be relaxing, lighthearted, enjoyable. And again, you're going to leave feeling more connected to yourself, right? To your soul, to your intuition, to your angels. And I would love for you to join us. All that information's on my website, and it's from 3 to 5 p.m. So I'm so grateful for each of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and support. Go out and be that beautiful light. And if you need some help and support with that, reach out to me for a consult. And I will see you soon. Okay. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you, Sarah. Have a beautiful, and everyone who is here on Instagram, Audrey, Sam, Robert, namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful week. And I'll be back next week for another podcast. Lots of love. Bye.